Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. I went to the beer store today and bought a couple beers, and I see that we now have a decent selection of Hop Butcher beers. Hop Butcher for the world. Everybody rants and raves about this brewery. I've only ever had one beer from them, and that was the Kielbasa King. And that was a couple months ago. So I was at the beer store today, going through. I saw this one. I had to pick it up. I want the beef. If you don't know what this is, here's a picture of the can. If you don't get the reference, it's kind of a reference to the poster, I Want to Believe. I mean, X-Files made that very famous. The I Want to Believe poster was always in Mulder's office. And so just because that reference alone, I had to buy this beer. I don't care who made it. I would have bought this beer just for the can. But what I want to know is, I understand Hop Butcher, whatever. Why does every one of their beers I've seen have some sort of meat-related reference on them? I'm just curious. Anybody out there knows, let me know down below in the comments. I haven't done any research on it. I'm sure I could have Googled it, but I'm too lazy for that. But it seems like every Hop Butcher beer I have seen recently, they all have some sort of meat reference to them. Anyways, like I said, this is Hop Butcher for the World's I Want the Beef. Of course, it's an IPA because I think that's all Hop Butcher does is IPAs. And this is Citra, Eldorado, Belma, and Simcoe hopped double India Pale Ale. 8% alcohol. There's no IBUs because why would there be? On the can here, if I can read this, it says the beef is out there. That's pretty funny. Definitely another play on the X-Files. I mean, I would give this can, and the reference is horns up right now, because I was always a huge X-Files fan growing up. So that's pretty cool. But it does say packaged on 5/14/24. So that was only about 2.5 weeks ago. That's pretty cool. So this is super fresh. And on the back of the can here, definitely have to mention this. It's got like the tasting notes, fresh citrus, sweet, berry, I think is what that says. Tropical melange. Are they just taking the piss with that one? Tropical melange. But artwork by Dan Grezka. I'm sure I mispronounced your name there. Grzeca. I'll try to put that up somewhere in the video. If I can find his socials, I'll make sure to link to those somewhere down there in the description below. Brewed and canned by Hop Butcher for the World in Chicago, Illinois, and Bedford Park, Illinois. Not much else on the can. Again, I love the X-Files references. Picked this up at Rozi's Wine House for $4.85. Hopefully this can is worth it. Let me peel this price tag off so I don't get it into my beverage when I pour it. And we'll get into it. On Untapped, this gets a 4.15 with 592 check-ins. On Beer Advocate, it was an NA. Pretty sure that was nowhere near Don's 45-degree angle. One of these days I'll get that right. That is kind of a chalky white, drinking this out of my Finley Crafted Nano Brewery glass, RIP. And that is definitely down toward the bottom. That's a chalky white. When you get up here in the sticker end, a little bit of the chalkiness goes away. But I'd probably give this right around a 2 on my SRM chart. The head, that is like big milk bubble head. Just giant milk bubbles that kind of are dissipating, at a medium pace. I mean, they were there, and they're slowly dissipating, not slowly. I mean, it's not sticking around. It's dissipating at a medium pace. Smell, let's go get a nose on her. I am so tired of sticking my nose in beers. I need some sort of protection device so I don't stick my nose in the beer. That is tropical and fruity. Very tropical. Definitely fresh citrus. I mean, that smells like something I would drink on the beach. That smells like a nice tropical beach beverage. Well, I sniffed enough of it up. Might as well taste it with my tongue. Cheers. Surprisingly medium to light bodied, but there's a creaminess to the body, but it is much lighter than I expected it to be. I mean, it's an interesting body. It's like almost watery, but then it's not watery, and there's a creaminess to it, but then it's kind of watery still. It's an odd body. That body is very odd. And it's kind of like on the front end of the body, it's almost watery, and then it gets big, and then it tapers off to watery again. It's a very odd body. Flavors, it's creamy, it's juicy, citrusy. There's some berry to it. And you know, I kind of made fun of that, but tropical melange is kind of a good description of this. You do get some bitterness on the back end, just kind of mellows out the sweetness of this. Man, that is a very interesting beer. There's a lot going on here. A whole lot going on here. And you know, I'm all over the place with beers. I try anything and everything you hand it to me, I'm going to try it. I try to review a wide range of beers. If you go watch my boy Ridgeopolus, he's like an IPA expert. And if he hasn't reviewed this already, I hope he does review it. Ridgeopolus, if you haven't seen this one yet, I want to know what you think of I Want the Beef. I'm going to go through your videos because I am kind of far behind since I've been on tour for about 45 days. And see if you have reviewed one of these yet, just to see what you think of it. Because I've noticed when you come to these IPAs, you pull out so much more than I do in the nose and the flavor. You're way better describing them than I do. I suggest everybody out there check out Ridgeopolus. Maybe I'll even throw a link up there in the picture or down in the description to them. But I'd like to know what you think of this beer. Because, man, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in this. I did get, in the first mouthful or two, I did get like a bit of that 8% alcohol booziness. Almost like it was like the evaporative alcohol. But that's dissipated, and since then I don't notice it anymore. This is a wild beer. I mean, this is, I don't even know what to think about it. I give this a big horns up. This is delicious. This is interesting. Hot Butcher, I need to try more of your beers, that's for sure. This beer is definitely an adventure. Wow. I absolutely need to try more of your beers. Once again, I love the X-Files references. I Want to Believe. I want the beef, and the beef is out there. I'll give you big horns up just for those right there. I mean, love that reference. I'm rambling on once again. So you know what? The truth is out there.